Callaloo, ackee, sweet potato, yam, banana, and tomato, cabbage, spinach, avocado, chocho, butter, bean, and cocoa, courgette, millet, plantain, rice and peas and pumpkin, mango, dates and guava, chickpeas and cassava.
For some time back, it was brought to my attention that there were so many homosexual vegans that came to me and said it was way more difficult to come out as vegan, which I found to be quite strange, really. So I asked online for others' opinion on this, see if there was more people, and so many people got angry for even suggesting it could be worse for someone to be vegan. Although my replies says it's about 50-50, that is basically what I will talk about now, and this is 100% anonymous. Not a single person will have their name shown here, so they will basically be shown by their name, age, and what country they're from. Male, 19. I came out when I was 14 and I found much hate in my life. A few of my family told me I would grow out of it, but 5 years, it's not that difficult anymore. I've gotten into a fight once with someone for being a fag. I had to call the ambulance because he had broken a rib during the fight. Coming out as vegan for 3 years ago was a different story. Now all my family hated it and everyone found it weird, and I've had 3 hunters beat me up at the same time because of a post I shared. Compared to being gay, that sinks in for a while, that vegan, people never let it go. That was the most brutal story in that entire amount of replies that I got. Basically, somewhat along the line of that is what I've experienced. Here's another story of the same example. Female, 18. For me, coming out as bisexual when I was 13 turned out to be way easier than telling them I was going to cut out meat and dairy. With my sexuality, they just don't care at all and didn't mind it. With my way of eating, they look at me and still look at me as something way too extreme and don't see the point of it, nor do they make an effort to understand or help except for buying something I asked them to. It's disappointing and sad and not what I've expected. So that is actually the most common thing that people come to me to when it comes to this. It's quite strange, really, how some people find it to be more difficult to be vegan. That's not for everyone, I know that, and I'll give you yet another example. And before I tell you this is something that people find to be very disgusting, and I will tell you, all you people, you're not being any different than many others. On this part, because this is a very unusual story to be sharing online. I both agree and disagree about being more difficult to be vegan. When I came out as bisexual, most people accepted it, even though many were against it. They just let it go. Grandma did not come to me and say, "You could try some dick though," when I was with girls. Something she now do and say, "You can have some meat/fish. It's okay/ it's just a little butter in it." People ask way more questions about that, though I think it was the same when I came out as bi. But to dig in someone's sex life, strange, so they did not. I must defend to my closest why I do not want to eat animal products, but I think people understand that an orientation is not a choice. On the other hand, coming out as bi to strangers was total hell on earth, while being vegan is hardly noticed. Strangers don't care about you, but they care about what repels them. I've experienced being yelled at, things tossed at me, and being attacked for being with men and women at the same time. For example, I had a threesome relationship and it resulted in a bunch of hate from the world around. When I sat on the lap with my boyfriend while my girlfriend came and kissed me, was something people found disgusting. But I can sit and eat a vegan burger without fearing for my own safety. So for people who are close, it is easier to be bisexual. When it comes to the rest of the world, being vegan is easier. As I've said, there would be a lot of prejudice thoughts around this, because Well, threesome relationships is not normative in the society, and that's why I do not want people to comment down in the comment section. Just for someone being different is not for you to judge. Let me just give you another story. Male 18. I'm a gay vegan that has had little or no opposal for my orientation, but often feel like people want me to give up on my vegan lifestyle, like all the time. I can't even talk about animal welfare without having to stop before a huge argument breaks out. And this is the most common reply I've got, basically, is that it's fine to have people who oppose to your own orientation, but having to defend others is way more difficult for them. However, some people are totally on the other side here. Female 44. I think coming out as gay was the hardest thing I've ever done. Veganism was way easier in comparison, but I do come from home with a homophobic mother, which is also the case many times, so they didn't find that to be vegan as difficult at all, because they've had so much opposal through the world around and their own family. Female 29. Coming out was easy, although a lot of old men asked my girlfriend and I for a threesome a lot. When I came out as vegan, people thought I was not normal. I had some problems with my girlfriend too in the beginning, but after telling her that animals suffer way more than lesbians has ever had to go through, she first became vegetarian and now she is vegan. Sweden was difficult for 4 years ago, but for 2 years ago it got way easier to be vegan, like magic. Sweden, in my opinion, is way more evolved than Norway is, without a shadow of a doubt. In the 90s, and I say 90s, I can remember there was a gay lesbian couple in a film, and that was really the story around it, and that was quite strong for the 90s when there was still a lot of homophobia around. But Sweden in general has like 3 times the amount of meat replacements and other vegan products than Norway has. And despite all these very hard stories that have been shared, I have one more message that was sent to me that I would really like to share with you. Male 38. I've been vegan for 10 years, and by the way, bisexual. I have experienced much horrible in my life, but not being bisexual or vegan. It's actually the other way around. That being vegan and bisexual is the greatest things in my life. It's the greatest things in my life. Like, veganism and bisexuality has contributed to so much good in my life. And now hopefully I will not have so many disrespectful comments coming my way as last time that I've actually shared these stories from all these people. Hopefully that there would not be a problem for anyone to be open about their own sexuality or going vegan at all.